For the 7, for the 3, the 4 is, oh, it's actually 9. Okay. There was a bit of rounding here. For the 4 should be a 9. For the 240 to 249, the 2, 4, oh, yeah, we had that one in. 7 and 2. Okay. I'm going to put in these zeros here where they belong. All right, so there's my relative frequency. Next thing I'm going to get is cumulative frequency. I'm not going to spell that out. It's spelled that out right there. So the cum u frequency, and I'm not going to do relative yet, which would be cumulative means for the from 140 to 149 I've got one player. From 140 to 159 I've got one player in that weight class. From 140 all the way up to 169 I have 1, 2, 3. From 140 all the way up to 179 I have 7. From 140 all the way up to 189 I have 12. And can you figure out the rest of this chart for me? So 26, add another 14 and get 26. Add another 7 and get 33. Add number 3, get 36, 40. Now my next line, I have a 0 here, so the cumulative is still 40. Then add 2 more for 42, 45. These other ones are 0. And now we go up to 46. All right, there's the cumulative frequency. You can get your calculator to do that one too. I have to remember what these steps are for that one. Let's go over to list 4. Clear it out if you're not already cleared. And I think it's in the list commands. Ops. Ooh, number 6. We pronounce that word cumulative sum, and I'll not have you pronounce it in any other way. Okay, so I'd like the cumulative sum of its, oh, sorry. That was second stat, ops, arrow over to ops, and it's number 6. Okay. Now, I want to do a cumulative sum. We did it of list 1, so I'll show you how to get the list that we just got. So I'll say list 2. Never mind, of list 2. And there are the numbers that we got before, the 1, 3, 7, 12, 26, 33. Hopefully those were the numbers we got before. And our last list that we're going to want is the relative cumulative sum. So if I go back to my handwork, I'm going to be adding up the relative frequencies. So my relative cumulative sum is first going to be 2%. Oh, and then I just added 0 there, so that's 2% still. And now I've got to add 4% to that for 6%. I got to add 9 to that for 15%. But let's have the calculator do that for us. So in list 5, I'll go second stat ops number 6. Cumulative sum. We can do a cumulative sum now of list 3, or we could do a lot of algebra and do it from list 2, but we've got it in list 3, so let's just do it for list 3. Yeah, we could just do all the algebra. Yeah. Um, sure. However you want to do this one. It's okay by me. Then we have to multiply by 100, though. All right. Yeah? So you can do a cumulative sum on list 3. You could do the relative frequency on list 4. Take list 4, divided by 46, multiply it by 100. You would get these relative cumulative frequencies. Okay. So copy the numbers down. Another one. Thank you. Um, or yell these out to me as I go back to my. So 2%, then 6%, then 15, 26, 57, 72, 78, 87, and mine, I had a hole there, so 91, 98, 100. Thank you. All right. Now I'm going to graph these relative cumulative sums, and that's going to be my ogive. Okay, does anybody have these relative cumulative sums written down so that if I ask you for them for our graph that you'll be able to give them to me? Okay. All right, so are we caught up? No? Fine. I'm going to show you how to graph them. I mean, that's the hard part, right? The ogive is a line graph. You ready? All right, even if we're not. I am. Okay, so we're going to start off at 140 on my x-axis. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. There's a 200. 200 right there. 10, 20, 30, 40, 250. 60, 70, 80, 90, 300. And we actually have to go to the 310 because that last weight was in the 300 to 310 category. So these are going to be the weights we label and we scale. So my vertical axis are going to be the relative cumulative frequencies. So I better scale that to 100. My ogives are always going to scale to 100. So there's 10, 20, 30. Am I skipping the right amount? Am I going to make it? I hope so. 60, 80. Oh, I'm going to make it. Oh, good. Did that right. I do believe I did that right. Okay. 140 to 150. What was that percent? Somebody told me they had them copied down. What was the 140 to 150 cumulative percent? 2. So I start off at 140 being down here at that my starting at the 140 at the 0th point at the 0%. So the 140 to 150 was 2, so 2%. So I'll put it all at 2%. Then 150 to 160, the cumulative is still 2%. And then the 160 to 170 was what cumulative percent? 7.